Hey everybody, Brent from Rocky Run Angus Ranch. It's shop day again. No, actually, I'm getting back to the cube feeder that I'm putting on the back of the tractor finally, a year later. Anyways, I was on my way home from helping my uncle Christmas Eve PG cows. I was driving my old blue Chevy pickup, the one from the last video, and blew a head gasket out of it. So she started puffing coolant, burning coolant at a pretty high rate. So the race is on now to get the cube feeder on the back of the tractor, which all in all is going to be a heck of a lot more handy than on the back of the pickup anyway, especially in the dead of winter when it's well below zero and the tractor sits inside. It's not exactly heated other than when I turn the heat on, but we all know that when something sits inside, especially an insulated building other than the Swiss cheese door, it stays a lot warmer, and it's plugged in here. So starting one less engine when it's cold out, that's a good idea. I can get along with that. So I've been racking my brain lately trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, what I want to do. I've been trying to figure out how I can build a 3-point mount onto the frame that I built last year in the front. And it just kind of dawned on me. I had this old 3-point bale carrier sitting around, which is actually my uncle's. But what I'm going to do is kind of repurpose it. I'm going to make this thing in the feeder a quick attach, which you can see a big piece of 4-inch iron right there. It slides right over these carrier spikes just perfectly. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut that into 4 pieces so that it can make contact with this in 4 different spots where it covers this, which this will stick out from underneath there. It's going to be pretty sweet because I got, let's go back here and look real quick. Ooh, great. We got some snow last night, finally. It was a brown Christmas, but it's going to be a white New Year's the way it looks, which, that's okay. I got these quick connects for power, which they are sweeter than sweet. I love these things. Anyways, I want to put them on the back of the tractor. I got the power wire ran back there yesterday. Kind of a little bit what I did there. Our local farm and fleet store had 20-foot 2-gauge jumper cables on sale one day. It's probably last fall or last spring or something. Anyways, I went and bought 2 of them. One to have in the pickup and one to cut the ends off of. Here's the ends, which they're actually even the good ends. The ones that don't just bend and not hold on to anything. These ones actually hold on to something. So anybody that's around Kubota's knows the battery's on the very front underneath there. You can kind of see the power wire through there. So I left the clamps on the front. All I'm going to do is clamp it onto the battery on the front, and I strung it all the way along the frame there, underneath the cab and back, and I have another one of those power wire kits for here somewhere in my mess. Anyways, here's the kit. It's a Napa kit. It's a part number if anybody is interested. Maybe not a part number. That's the part number. Comes with, the only thing that might be a little tricky is comes with these little guys. Oh, that should fit. that's the connection that goes inside the plastic connector. You just bare the wire like you would if you're doing anything with wiring, and put it in there and either squish it, connect it. What I usually do is I got some rosin core solder that I use for any of my automotive projects. I just melt the bunch into the end of those connectors, keep it good and hot, and I just shove the wire in there and keep it good and hot for a second so that it can soak in or spread in between all the cores of the wire and the strands of the wire, and connect good, and I let it cool, and I usually squish the end of it a little bit too just to pinch it good. But anyways, those things work slick, especially for something like this. I'm going to put on the back here, then I just got to run 2 wires to a switch up in the cab, which that is about as simple gets. So anyways, I'm going to get to it here, and I'll kind of do a few updates as I'm going along, because I'm terrible at showing you how I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, this is where we are. Got those pieces cut, 4 pieces. Yes, it's not centered. And here's why. From the center link in the tractor, which I'm assuming is pretty much dead center, right? Right about there, to the outside of the tire is 4 feet. Now, so I measured about the center of the center point out to the edge, and it's still not quite 4 feet, but I want the outside of the feeder to be at about the outside of that tire, because when I'm feeding, I want to be able to look in the mirror and watch where I'm dropping the cubes at, because I go along a bunk for my calves. Cows isn't such a big deal, I just drop them on the ground for them. But like I said, I want to be able to drop them in a bunk. I should actually consider bringing it back in, because the feeder has a chute that comes out. But when I'm dropping them on the ground for the cows, I would kind of like them to actually hit the ground, especially if we got snow. Well, I can just make a track. I haven't thought this out real well. I've thought it out a lot, but not real well. These are the kind of things that keep me up at night. I'm sure plenty of you can relate. But anyways, I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Worst comes to worst, I'll just cut my welds and slide it back over. Or something. I don't know. We're just going to give her hell and see what happens. I'm going to get this welded together, and then I'm going to put it on the tractor so I can see where it's going to be at. So, popped a fuse here a little bit ago. Trying to cut this heavy crap. That's like, I don't know, 3/8 inch wall, 4-inch tubing. This is 3-inch, and it's 3 1/4 inside. So whatever that comes out to be, I'm not doing the math. Anyways, welder on. I think I'm gonna run a piece of square tube in here along there, kind of like that is. Just to give me some more space to weld on or something. Gosh, I don't know. It's probably just fine the way it is, but we're just going to give her hell. Talk to you in a minute. Well, I moved it over just a little bit, so it's not quite where it was at, but anyways, latest problem. I ran out of wire. I got that side and that side corner welded up. This one and this one are just tacked. But it's good enough to put it on the tractor and see what it looks like anyways. So I think I'm going to do that. We'll see what it looks like. I could take the time and run to town and get another roll of wire, but I'm not going to today, because by the time I get there and get back, it's gonna be starting to get dark, and I'm gonna have to feed cows in the dark, and so I'm just gonna roll with the punches and say it is what it is for today, and I will get some more wire tomorrow and go from there. So we might just call this today. Well, once I get it on, I'll be right back. Alrighty, it is on. A little bit of adjusting to do maybe, but it's actually pretty good. Start it up and see what it looks like, I guess. That's as high as she goes. It's going to sit at a little bit of an angle, but that's not too bad. It's a hopper bottom down into the auger on the feeder, so that'll work. But anyways, for on here, I think what I'm going to do is probably just drill all the way down through and just put a pin on there or something, or for that matter even just wrap a chain around there just to keep it from sliding off, I guess. Just something simple. I don't want to get too elaborate here. I just want it to be easy and functional, I guess. So, well, I guess that's what she's going to be for now. Until I get some more welding wire and get her put on. Probably going to be a couple nights from now, but part 2, part 3 is on its way. What the heck? Let's put these connectors on. So anyways, got the connector right here, got my solder, got my torch, bared wires. Heck, let's try it. Make sure you find yourself a torch that's just about out of propane too. It really helps. I'm striking out today. What do they say? Work on Sunday, fix on Monday. There we go. I'm just gonna let's go like this. Hope you guys can see this. We're basically get the torch going. Okay. Heat up the connector. Let's set torch. we go. Connector's on. When it cools good, I'm going to take and pinch the end there a little bit just to make sure it's good. I'm putting the wire connector on here. Don't touch my phone, okay?
Yeah? Why do you have that wire?
I'll show you.
You're going fire?
Huh?
You're going fire in here?
Yep. You want to learn how to solder a connector on? No, you don't want to learn?
It will burn me if I do that.
Well, don't touch the fire, goofball. Get there, it's like a magic trick, huh?
You're breaking it?
No. It just turns the liquid in there.
What's that smell of your daddy?
Don't.
Dad, are you almost done? You're done with that one already.
Yep.
Didn't you done, Daddy?
Huh?
The other one, and then you're done?
There. Those are pinched.
Now we're done? And now are we done?
Since these are going to be a little on the warm side. Okay. These are also marked so you can't goof them up. I don't know if you can see it, positive and negative. And it does not matter which side is which, because they will plug, either one will plug into the other one. I just went out and tried it on my pickup, so. As long as you get the positive and negative right, you should be good. Of course, in the wire, I goofed up. I should have pinched those. They're gonna fit now. Here, click in there.
Look.
There. Hold on a second, buddy. And those are in there. So the end of the connector's in there. Just like that. They click in. It's kind of a tight fit back down in there. So if you pinch them, make sure it's still fairly round. That's where I just went wrong. So anyways, that is on. And the other end is already on the feeder. So other than running the wire up for the switch to turn it on and off and getting the feeder on here, she's about ready to go. Huh?
How are we gonna get the feeder on here?
That's going to be kind of tricky. You have to empty it, unhook it, unbolt it off the pickup, and then use a lot of muscle and slide it over.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't we use the bobcat?
I don't know how we would do it with that, but we might. You never know.
We'll have to see what happens later today.
She's a done deal.
The National Football League comes up on Sunday as well.
Okay, this is what it looks like. See that sweet orange down there? That right there, by suggestion of Mr. Dustin Adams, is a net wrap holder, basket, slot, whatever you want to call it. A really not very pretty one, but an effective one. And this is a bucket holder, and it is mounted up to the 3-point. Got the wire running through. This is the power wire. This little one goes up to the cab, to the switch. Big one goes up to the battery. It's down here. Here's the electric motor. It's just a starter solenoid. So you can run a light wire up to the cab. So all it needs is just enough juice to flip the switch in there to go battery to battery. This is some Mighty Hadney brand. This is belt drive. Looks good. Super loud. Yeah. Got it bolted on. Used the bobcat, lifted it off the pickup. Used straps. Just used the forks and used straps, and brought her around and sat it right on there. Fit beautifully. I should have had my thing my frame a little bit wider, but it's close enough. So works good. Let's lift her up. There she is. Should be just high enough so I can't see over it. No, it's easy to adjust it. So one thing I am gonna do, I'm either gonna get one of those electric linear actuators or a real light duty hydraulic cylinder to raise and lower this, because that's just gonna be a pain in the butt. It'd be nice to have it up all the time, drop it down after you get in the gate, feed them out, they'll raise it back up to go back to the gate, so you don't have to worry about it. Because right now, this thing is just as wide as the tractor. So as long as I can go straight through anything, that should be fine. But with the old chute here, it's going to be a little tricky, but not a big deal. The worst part is now that this thing sticks 5 feet out the back, when I turn, she swings pretty bad, so it's something I really got to watch for. My one gate going down when I'm feeding my cows, when I get through it, I kind of got to turn right away, so maybe I can turn and come through at an angle straight or something. But she's there, she's working. It's about 5:30. I am going to go out and feed with her right now, so hold on tight. You can kind of see the chute there in the mirror. I actually just got done with it. Worked really good. It's going back to the gate. Perfect. Works like a charm. I'm really happy with it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. Part 3 is coming. Keep an eye out for it, I guess, and we'll catch y'all later.